Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Telecast-tv. I'm Kwangala. You're watching a conversation about the Amac election that was just concluded on Saturday and the results of the election whereby the APC won the election. They were discussing that who is responsible for the failure of the African Democratic Congress, which is the ADC. People from different opinions speaking. Some said it is Peter Obi, some said it is Amaechi, some said it is Atiku that made them to fail the election. Now, looking at the occurrences, how prepared is the ADC towards the presidential election and the governorship election coming next year, 2027? Looking at this, will it make the ADC to go and prepare, the opposition party to prepare against the APC? Share your comment, share your opinion, endeavor to subscribe. Please watch this video to the end. Don't forget to drop a comment. Don't miss trending videos.
Good evening to you viewers. Let's begin what's trending from Abuja, where Nigerians are reacting to results from the Federal Capital Territory Area Council elections, with the ruling APC sweeping 5 out of 6 chairmanship seats over the weekend. Results declared by INEC on Sunday show the APC winning in Amac, Abaji, Bwari, Kwali and Kuje Area Council, while the PDP clinched victory in Gwagwalada. While the African Democratic Congress, on the other hand, failed to win a single chairmanship seat, eliciting conversations online, with one X-space revealing a heated debate over the party's losses, with some blaming the party leaders, including Peter Obi, Atiku and Rotimi Amaechi, while others cited a lack of candidates compelling enough to drive voter turnout. Let's listen in.
The ADC leader, they didn't do well enough, to be honest. You look at the Atiku campaign with Dr. Mo. Atiku was sitting down as if they were having a community, a village meeting. If not for Obi, and if you look at Obi agenda, there was a place when Obi went to Igbo community. I was expecting Obi to speak more about Dr. Mo. And look, Obi was having a different campaign. Atiku was having another day. You know, why not having an organic campaign so that everybody, even you can even choose some local government, if at all you don't want to go to all the local governments. Look at Amaechi. Until you call Amaechi out before Amaechi could even respond to campaign. So when we are talking about organic, it should show in the party.
The APC that won, how many of them did Tinubu go and campaign for?
I don't have problem with it.
It's not, see, everybody knows. The only thing I will fault ADC for is that we didn't have polling agents. But for you to come here and talk down on ADC or our leaders, I don't go agree. But you know who you can blame? Whoever ensured that we had the wrong candidates. Or we didn't, or the person that ensured we did not have the right candidate.
Who said Dr. Mo is not a right candidate?
Oh, I don't know. But when you want to win an election, you have to go with the type. In this case, I saw us going. The first day I heard it, that was the reaction I had. We were going against the type, and we have APC to contend with. When you want to select a candidate, you have to select a candidate that the river will carry by itself.
All right, so many moving parts here. Now we're hearing this X space saying that, even almost blaming the selection of Dr. Mo for their failures. But, there's been a lot of talks about whether or not, the party was marred by irregularities or not. But let me take Festus Keyamo's post on X. He wrote, and I'll read everything. He said, "This set of opposition fellows are a bunch of lazy and shameless characters. The futile excuses they give for losing elections have become their opium to numb their pain, disappointment, and shame for their rejection by the electorate after all their theatrics and grandstanding. Nigerians are not fools. Out of a total of 2,822 polling units in FCT, they display result sheets that were corrected for whatever reason in less than 10 units to attempt to prove that the whole election was marred by irregularities. Even in some of these units, the corrected figures favor their own parties. Assuming it is even 50 units that had corrected or mutilated sheets, that leaves you with over 2,770 units. They go further to use this flawed logic to create mass hysteria that our democracy is in danger and attempt to stir social unrest amongst unsuspecting Nigerians. The only election that can be free and fair in their own rapt minds is when the ruling party loses. These guys are prepared only for propaganda, not election. It is as simple as that. But we do know that this election was marred by irregularities. The FCT area council elections, like I said, were marred by irregularities as the EFCC arrested 20 suspects across 4 councils for vote buying, vote selling, and obstruction of electoral officers over the weekend. We saw a staggering of 17.2 million naira that was recovered during the operation, with one suspect alone reportedly caught with 13.5 million naira found in a vehicle parked right beside a polling booth in Kwali. Well, here is a video of a party agent accusing the APC of vote buying at polling unit 035.
Madam, who are those sharing 1,000? Who are? Are they agents?
We don't have business. Abba, if you don't have business, they don't fear. What doesn't matter? You go collect, you go cry for another one. Why are you afraid?
But they are security agents here now. Why didn't they arrest them?
It's like you are. It's okay. Go and sit down. Some people they are going. You are still following them.
Calm down now. When you are doing writing, do the writing for your people.
This is nonsense you are doing. You are doing nonsense. Are you okay?
What are you talking about?
What are you saying? What are you saying now? What are you saying?
Don't worry.
That's quite shambolic. We did see videos, Ayo Rufai, Dr. Abati, of this vote buying process all over social media on Saturday. Over the weekend was quite alarming to see that. Well, meanwhile, throughout the voting on Saturday, voters took to social media to recount their stories of disenfranchisement and some of the difficulties they faced trying to exercise their right to vote, while others spoke to the press. Let's take a look.
The minister defranchised a lot of people from voting. I live in Maraba. I have my polling booth at Zone 1. Zone 1. Since the inception of voting in the FCT, I normally leave my house for voting 5 a.m. to that place. But in Wike, the minister, blocked all the access route to the FCT. What he has been doing in River State, that was what he brought in FCT.
I entered, they joined you, reaching me to vote. They said my name, they cannot find my name in the system. What's the meaning of that? And to vote is my right, I have to vote.
Honestly, there is much corruption in this vote because you can see the way money is just flowing. People are selling their destiny to go and vote for whosoever they will so suffer again. So I pity Nigerians.
So I will not just come under the sun and stand and then they are inside AC. And I'll come and vote just like that and go and they will say they will do work. Which work are they doing?
So you rather sell your conscience than to vote?
It's better. That one I know myself. I can drink maybe Coke, Montina in the evening when I break my fasting instead of the one that will come and stand in the sun. They will not give me anything and I will still go back, nothing. And even if they win, do they know me? They don't know me. So it's better I sell my goods.
This was so heartbreaking to watch. She would rather sell her vote. And we're seeing these everywhere. I'll take Atiku's statement, which he wrote on Sunday evening. He accused the APC government of deliberately shrinking democratic space and harassing dissenters. Atiku also called on opposition parties and democratic forces across the country to urgently close ranks and forge a united front. And I'll read his statement in part. He wrote, "A democracy without vibrant opposition, without free political competition, and without public confidence is democracy in name only. If this chokehold is not released, history will record this era as a period when our hard-won freedoms were traded for fear and conformity." Rufai, I'll come to you on your comments.
Okay, I mean, like I said before, and in responding to Mr. Keyamo, it was not only the mutilated results that made people say the process was shambolic. A process where you had a curfew to start with. A process where people were prevented from moving around to be able to get to the polling units in the first place. A process where a lot happened in the polling centers. A process where they were vote buying. See, if EFCC said they could only apprehend 20, know that they were way more than 20. There were hundreds of people buying votes everywhere. So it's the only one they could catch that is 20. So it was
17 million naira though.
In fact, that's the one they saw.
13 million.
That's the one they saw. What about the one they did not see? That's just it. Then what happened at the coalition center? You know, were people given a free latitude to be able to air their views at the coalition center? And that's why we've always complained. That's why we want to eliminate the coalition center, because that's where most of the fraud happens. That's why we're talking about the IRF, making it justiciable. Let it be a portal for coalition, not just for viewing of elections. Because we know once they take it to the coalition center, any party that has more muscle will get into the coalition center there, and they will do the bidding of that political party. So we saw all of this. So for somebody to say this is mass hysteria, people are they don't know what they're doing, they don't know what they're saying by saying the process was flawed. The process was indeed flawed. And that's why I say it would be delusional for you to call this a free and fair process. For those that were commenting, I mean, I think those ones are just being sore losers. The opposition too has... those ones are just being sore. The opposition too had its fault, honestly. They didn't mobilize the way they were going to mobilize. And if Atiku Abubakar is saying that they must have a concert of effort for opposition voices in democracy, he's not the one supposed to be leading it. Why is he telling us? So the opposition has their fault. I'm not going to exonerate them. They have been shambolic, to say the least. But also, the incumbent party acts like it is God. And it also stifles opposition voices. And those are the facts on ground. We can't deny all of that.
All right. Meanwhile, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike did not hide his excitement over the election results, describing it as a clear endorsement of President Tinubu's leadership. Speaking on Sunday, Wike stated that the party's success, particularly in remote communities across the FCT, signals that the government initiatives are beginning to impact lives at the grassroots. He also took a swipe at critics, saying the results expose what he called emergency Democrats who have chosen to see nothing good in the country.
And what has made me happy today is that his touch at the satellite towns is unprecedented. When you go to the satellite towns, you can't believe what is the people who have not seen the impact of government and say, can this really be true? And it is his politics and his attempt to make sure that they're giving people back their hope, and that is what has led to the victory of APC today in FCT.
Reactions trailed this comment. While activist Martins Osher, also known as Very Dark Man, turned his camera on a dilapidated government school in Abuja, used as a polling unit during the FCT area council elections. The video, which is now making the rounds on social media, showed the school with a damaged roof in shocking disrepair while elections were being conducted inside. Let's take a look.
You remember this primary school today where you won't vote? This is a polling unit. See the primary school zinc. Come this side. Come here. They show the school. See up of the roof. Stand for that side. Stand for that side. See the roof. See the school roof. Students. See the school environment. Huh? Now, you remember here today. They know they come here. Government know they come here. But today when they want votes, they come here.
It's absolutely spot on, Dr. Bati. And this raises very important questions. If this is the stage of a government school in our nation's capital, what does that say about the government's priority on education? Or indeed, its grassroots policy? The children of Abuja deserve better. I mean, he said they're a very dark man, and these government officials have not been in this school except during this practice. And we hear Wike saying that, you know, the votes in the FCT proves that, you know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's leadership is working, especially at the grassroots. And I know that the president has also commended him for the elections.
Okay. Let's start with the schools, because that will seem to be more urgent.
Yes.
Now, it's not just the children of Abuja, Nigerian children anywhere.
Yes.
Whether it's in Sokoto or it's in Lagos or anywhere, or where is that your village?
Oh, Lagos Island. Lagos.
You know, deserve access to good education. The government talks about Safe Schools Initiative. The government talks about basic education policies, and yet at the end of the day, these children, they are put in schools without roofs. There are some, in fact, there was a picture that was circulated of children sleeping on the floor.
Yes.
To be able to receive instruction in their various schools. That in itself is disgraceful. It is unacceptable. It does not show enough seriousness attached to education at a time when the entire world is becoming competitive and we're running a world that is based on skills. We say these children are our future. What kind of future do you provide for them when you don't allow them to study in a proper environment? So there's a crisis in the education sector. The current Minister of Education says, they are doing a lot, reform in the education sector. But from the evidence provided on a regular basis by civil society activists and concerned figures, we do not seem to see that, particularly at the primary level, enough is being done in terms of infrastructure. It's not just the federal government, also the states have a role to play. Now, to the point that Minister Wike and others are making, it's not just Minister Wike that has been triumphant. The chairman of the APC is also triumphant. The Lagos APC has also issued a statement to say this is a referendum on the Tinubu administration, and that the voting in Kano, Rivers, Abuja shows that, there's a bigger, better grassroots penetration. But I say that, look, the triumphalism, the chest beating, is not necessary. Rather, we should take this exercise as an opportunity for introspection and lesson by INEC, by the politicians, by stakeholders. Now, I wrote an article February 10, which I titled Senate and the Electoral Amendment. I concluded that even if you have the best electoral framework, if you don't have a value-driven system, if you don't have good people who believe in the idea of the progress of Nigeria, you will still have electoral fraud. And that speaks to everybody. So who vote, who rig, who collect money out of despair and cynicism. Finally, with regard to Minister Wike, he made a point that you didn't cover with that video. He said it was President Tinubu who gave him the approval to declare a public holiday for the election. Neither him nor the president has such powers. Section 160 sub 1 of the Act says, electoral, that is, says it is INEC that can give regulations. It was an illegal act to have declared a public holiday. And interestingly enough, members of Minister Wike's own constituency, the judiciary, they ignored that directive. Court sat on Friday in Abuja because they know that he does not have such powers to say he's declaring public holiday. Only the president or the Minister of Interior can declare public holiday under the National Holidays Act of 1964. Right. Finally, Minister Wike was seen going around from polling booth to polling booth, saying that he's monitoring. Is he an ad hoc staff of INEC?
Yes. I saw a video.
Or has he?
No violence here, right?
Or has he added?
No violence.
Has he added that to his portfolio?
Yes.
If he said he was going around to vote, is he a card-carrying member of any party in the FCT? Does he have an INEC card, a voter's card, with a polling booth in INEC? So even if he gave the instruction to say there will be restriction, he himself should have obeyed that order and stay in his house and not be going around like smallpox saying he's monitoring.
Well, all right. Let's now turn our attention to some big news for Nigerians looking to invest. Africa's richest man, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, announced over the weekend that Nigerians will have the opportunity to buy shares in the Dangote Petroleum Refinery within the next 4 to 5 months, with dividends payable in either Naira or dollars. The announcement came during a visit by the NNPC Group Chief Executive and his management team to the refinery on Saturday, the first official tour by senior management of the state-owned oil firm, describing the visit as his best day ever. Dangote noted that the NNPC is not merely a guest, but a key shareholder.
They are holding 7.25% of the shares that we have here, which is more than the shares Elon Musk has in Tesla. So, and they are holding that on behalf of Nigerians. So, but individually, Nigerians too will have an opportunity in the next, I don't know, but I think in the next maybe maximum 4 or 5 months, they will actually be option to buy their shares. And like what I promised before, people will have a choice either to get their dividend in Naira or to get their dividends in dollars, because we earn dollars.
All right. And if you're wondering whether to invest, I think dividends in dollars sounds rather tempting. Ayo, don't you think? What a movement for Nigerians. Now, ordinary Nigerians will soon own a piece of the largest refinery in Africa. Well, this is something worth celebrating. And thanks to Alhaji Aliko Dangote.
I mean, definitely, like you said, welcome development.
Yes.
We have called for its listing. That's the Dangote refinery, especially in the interest of, transparency, accountability for such a huge investment. And for, like you've mentioned, on the side of the investor, an opportunity to get a piece of that pie. But I think even more importantly is this visit by the NNPC. And hopefully this is the beginning of a renewed relationship with the, National Oil Company. I say this because you know that in the past, under different sets of leadership, the Dangote refinery has had, various impasse with the, with the NNPCL or other, NUPRC. Yes, it's great to see that there's now this synergy. What we want to see is more collaboration, because they need to up the, our output in terms of petroleum output, barrels per day, and this is part of that collaboration. We shouldn't see NNPCL warring against, independently owned refineries like the Dangote refinery. Rather, we should see collaborative effort. At the end of the day, Nigeria's interest should be at the fore of it, and it's great to see this positioning, and hopefully we'll get to see good news. But, I'm grateful. People should start looking at how they want to buy their shares. I think that's definitely great news.
I can see
for
you
his
looking
listing.
into that.
Let me
I can see you doing
my portfolio.
That. But me, I want dividends in dollars. That's all I always say. Well, all right. Good news for Nigerians, and congratulations, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Let's take our good news report now under entertainment, celebrating British-Nigerian actress Wunmi Mosaku, who just made history by becoming the first Black British winner of the Supporting Actress category at the 2026 BAFTA Film Awards for her role in the film Sinners. Wunmi Mosaku was born in Nigeria, later emigrating to Manchester with her family when she was 1 year old. She graduated from the prestigious Royal Academy of Dramatic Art with a BA in acting. In 2017, she starred in the BBC drama Damilola, Our Loved Boy, winning Best Supporting Actress at the 2017 TV BAFTA Awards. While during her acceptance speech at the 2026 BAFTAs, Mosaku dedicated the award to her family. Let's take a look.
And the BAFTA goes to Wunmi Mosaku.
long before I saw it in myself or believed myself. Thank you for reminding me to tap in daily. I love you. And to my incredible team for striving for quality always. And to my mom and mother-in-law, thank you for looking after my daughter so my mind and heart were free to do what I love as an actor and be what I love, her mom. And Auntie Molly, thank you for running lines with me. And to all my teachers along the way, Win Moran, Rob Faulkner, Tom Wells, and Bill Gaskell, thank you for guiding me. Thank you again, BAFTA.
This is huge. Congratulations, Wumi. And also the Nigerian film, My Father's Shadow, with Wale Davis and Akinola Davis Jr. made Nigeria proud, winning BAFTA Award for Outstanding Debut by a British writer, director, or producer. Nigeria did not carry last at the BAFTAs. Huge, huge congratulations. Well, now on the milestones. Today we celebrate Nigeria's foremost technology entrepreneur, Leo Stan Eke, founder and chairman of the Xenox Group. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his tribute, described him as one of Nigeria's pioneering innovators in the information technology sector. Born in Imo State, Eke rose from modest beginnings, attending Holy Ghost College in Owerri before traveling to India to study economics, a journey he described as a great turning point in his life. In 2001, Eke founded Xenox Technologies Limited, becoming the first computer brand in sub-Saharan Africa to receive the WHQL certification from Microsoft. He went on to pioneer IT distribution across West Africa, and in 2018 acquired Konga.com, one of Nigeria's biggest e-commerce platforms, cementing Xenox as a true tech conglomerate, a Microsoft ambassador, and Forbes' best Africa leading tech icon. Eke recently announced a 10 billion naira scholarship fund for 1,000 Nigerian computer science students. President Tinubu commended him for being a pace setter, a dynamic industrialist, and for his commitment to promoting the Nigerian brand and creating opportunities for young Nigerians. He was awarded CEO of the Year for the private sector at the 2025 This Day Awards ceremony.
I was very clear with the mandate that I came to this country to digitally create an economy. Okay, transition the country politically, which I succeeded with INEC, and then do data consolidation to have credible data for investors to work. And then Nigerians been able to give me an opportunity to deliver the sensors. I deliver the equipment, it's just for them to execute it. So I really want to appreciate Nigerians. Sonduka, I want to thank you for appreciating me and appreciating my son especially. This is exciting, and I thank God for this privilege. God bless you.
Well, from a small village in Imo State to the pinnacle of African technology, Leo Stan Eke is living proof that the Nigerian dream is real. We at Arise News wish him many more years of groundbreaking accomplishments. Happy 70th birthday to a true Nigerian icon. Really, these are the sort of Nigerians that we love to celebrate here. And you know, I want to see him receive even a bigger national honor if he hasn't received one. Again, happy birthday, Leo Stan Eke. Now, before we end What's Trending today, I want to take a moment to thank all of you who have reached out to me over the death of my father. Chief Matthew Egwenu, your calls, visits, texts, emails have truly meant a lot to me and my family. Most importantly, I'd like to thank the management of Arise News for standing by me, especially the chairman, Prince Nduka Obaigbena, who led a delegation to condole with me the moment he heard the news 2 weeks ago. On the 6th of February, my life changed instantly when my father passed. In faraway New York, my father was diagnosed with kidney failure 13 years ago. He's probably the only person I know who has lived with such an ailment for that long, and that is because my father carried on with life after his diagnosis with the sheer determination that he will conquer the ailment. And every time he had an episode that put him in a hospital, my siblings and I would gather around him, fearing the worst. But he doused our fears every single time he bounced back. For 13 years, he would look at us and say, "It is not yet time." And just like that, everything will be new again. My father was a cat with 9 lives. Everyone who really knew him called him a hero. My father grew up in a small village in Umukwata and trained himself through primary school before joining the police, and later studied at University of London. Before marrying my mother, he went on to rise to the rank of Commissioner of Police and became a barrister. My father served our great country with pride and dignity. He was an officer and a gentleman. I am eternally grateful to have been raised by such a man. He was my father, my friend, my hero, and I thank God for every single year I spent with him.
Hello, the Akatako of